Confusing for crew, passengers. Omar Abdullah on DGCAs rules on aircraft window shades. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah on Wednesday expressed his confusion over the recent directives announced by the Directorate General of Civil Aviation DGCA over closing window shutters during takeoff and landing at airports along the western border, saying that it must be confusing for the crew as it is for the passengers. I wonder if it's as confusing for the crew as it is for the passengers. Abdullah said, elaborating on the conflicting instructions. In Srinagar, Jammu they yell at us for having our shutters open during takeoff landing. Everywhere else they yell at us for having them closed for takeoff landing. I wonder if it's as confusing for the crew as it is for the passengers. In Srinagar, Jammu they yell at us for having our shutters open during takeoff landing. Everywhere else they yell at us for having them closed for takeoff landing. Confused Omar Abdullah May 28, 2025 The Standard International Aviation Safety Guidelines generally recommend keeping window shades open for takeoff and landing to allow cabin crew to assess external conditions and for passengers to maintain situational awareness in case of an emergency. His statement comes days after DGCA mandated that aircraft window shades remain shut during takeoff and landing at defense airfields. This applies to a host of airports including Leh, Srinagar, Jammu, Pathankot, Adampur, Chandigarh, Bathinda, Jaisalmer, Nal, Jodhpur, Hindon, Agra, Kanpur, Bareilly, Maharajpur, Gorakhpur, Bajaj, Lohjayan, Goa Dabolim, and Vizag. The rule is to be followed until the aircraft ascends past 10,000 feet after departure and similarly upon descent. However, the aviation regulator clarified that the only time when there can be an exception to this rule will be during emergency exit rows. Airlines have been instructed to make mandatory pre-flight announcements informing passengers of these restrictions and the potential legal consequences of non-compliance. The primary aim of this move is to bolster operational safety and prevent the inadvertent sharing of security-related information. Notably, the DGCA order applies to dual-use airports that serve both civilian and military operations. Further, the DGCA has also urged the airlines to warn passengers against taking photographs and recording video at military bases during their transit. Operators should also communicate the potential consequences of non-compliance, including regulatory or legal action. As per applicable security protocols, the statement said. Swipe left for next video. The western border witnessed massive engagements from Pakistan and India after the Indian Armed Forces launched Operation Sindoor to retaliate Pahalgam terror attack which claimed 26 lives on April 22. Amid the heightened tensions, 32 airports in north, central and western parts of the country, including many sensitive defense air bases, remained shut for a few days. However, operations have resumed now, but security concerns remain. Latest blogs